Hello, everybody. Today we want to talk about something I call helping your fellow man. The three characteristics that I think are traits that make somebody successful is hard work, being likable, and overcoming challenges. Those that have followed those, I believe, have built the Great Wall of China and the Panama Canal and Mount Rushmore and the Sistine Chapel. These are singular achievements that stand the test of time. These buildings and these people became the greats of their generation, but at a cost. There's other variables or traits that I think are important, not the most important, but important. I want to talk about those for a couple minutes. They're the ability to sacrifice and also getting a little help along the way. The grander the dream, the greater the sacrifice required to achieve it, to reach it. There's little wonder that few reach their dreams, in fact. The sacrifice is too great. Those who aspire to hold elective office or attend medical school, for example, soon realize the demands on their time, along with the financial resources required to achieve that ambition. They are far from an easy quest to become a doctor or a politician, and the sacrifices required cause many to temper their ambitions to more realistic aspirations. It's a shame, for we would never know the benefit or what could happen had these people had the guts, the fortitude, the courage to follow through and pay the price required to achieve that grand ambition. We also need a little help along the way. Behind every successful person are those who aided their journey, whether they're grandparents, parents, teachers, coworkers, or friends. For me, my grandmother, my mother's mother, was a great source of inspiration. Also my parents, who started with nothing and built everything. A great source and inspiration. On a more global or recognized level, the First Lady who cheered her husband, the husband who encouraged their wife, the supervisor who praised their employees. Oftentimes, a simple and single encouraging word or deed may be all that's needed for a person to continue on an often treacherous path to achieve something that is important to him or her. In 2015, there was a widely seen movie called The Longest Ride. In the movie, Ruth Levinson was a teacher in a small rural school and befriended one of her students, a boy by the name of Daniel McDonald, who had lost both his parents. He was being raised by relatives who neglected the young boy emotionally and financially. Ruth and her husband, Ira, were able to provide for this child. They were unable to have children of their own, and they hoped to adopt this child. Daniel's relatives were unwilling to let Ira and Ruth adopt Daniel, and Daniel was forced to return to their home. Soon thereafter, the young boy was no longer allowed to see Ruth and her husband, which devastated them both. They lost contact with the young boy, who went on to marry a beautiful girl and became a college professor in another country. Daniel died, though, unexpectedly at a young age. Daniel's wife moved back to the States, and years later saw the obituary of Ruth Levinson in a newspaper. She remembered a painting that Daniel had done of his favorite teacher, who was Ruth. Daniel's wife took the painting to Ira, and on the back of the painting was a photograph of Ira and Ruth that had been given by them to Daniel. On that picture, Daniel had written, "Ruth Levinson, third grade teacher. She told me I could be anything I wanted when I grew up." At a young age, Ruth told Daniel he could be anything he wanted to be, and he's always remembered that statement. From profound poverty, he worked hard, sacrificed, became a university professor, and it was the encouragement from Ruth Levinson that allowed him to believe he could make it. Everybody needs help along the way. I hope you become the person that helps somebody else on their quest to reach their ambition. Everybody enjoy the day. Thanks.